Again.
Mhm.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back. This is Vanessa Donaldson with your Life Beyond the Military, and I am talking with Jordan today about VA disability claim process and all that good stuff. I am helping veterans with their claims, and rather than me talking about what I do, it's much more powerful if our vets can get on there and say a few words. So thank you for joining me today, Jordan, in the middle of
Sure.
your day, putting the family aside here. So let's just get right into it. So how long have we been working together based on it's short enough that we should be able to remember. It's a short-term
Yeah.
memory. What when
Yeah.
did it start? About March or
So we started, early March.
yeah.
I believe it was the 6th or 7th, and it
Okay.
is end of April.
Exactly. I was going to say it doesn't give context unless we do an ending. So we're talking like beginning of March to the end of April. So
Yeah.
like
Like,
20 something days, under 2 months. It's amazing.
yeah.
So there's the timeline for working with Vanessa, Reset with Vanessa, and Remedical. So where were you before meeting with me regarding your VA disability claim? Like what were you feeling like? What was going on in your world?
Um, I was feeling pretty frustrated, honestly. Kind of despondent about the whole situation. I had worked with kind of haphazardly a couple other um, alleged, which I don't, they could have been just busy, I guess, or something. But it was a couple other VA lawyers. Pretty much just gave me the runaround on a lot of stuff, and it just wasn't a good experience.
Mm. So yeah, and I'm hearing that a lot. I'm reading that a lot. There's a lot out there. So the best way to
There
go
is,
is really word of mouth because there's some scams out there and
right.
people are we're already a skeptical crowd of people, the military in general. We're gonna double check everything and we're like, who's out to get me? I believe I can't remember, was it you who verified me with the company? This guy, I mean, do this people
Yeah,
when you're talking to other people, take this guy's pattern and advice. He actually called the company to make sure that I worked there and make sure I was who I said I was. Because
yeah.
listen, we don't want anybody else getting scammed in the military. So I thought that was so awesome and so powerful that that Jordan did that. That he actually took the steps and said, "I'm going to
Well,
research
it
this
was
woman. I don't know her."
right. It was a breath of fresh air. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
like,
So
yeah, no, this is how it goes. I was like, all right, my man. And you called me right away to be like, are you checking on me?
yeah, well, it came right back to me. It was like full circle. I'm like, someone was asking about you. I said, okay,
Yeah,
this is good. Hey, I have no problem with the vets checking on me because I want you to feel
yeah,
very comfortable with the process. So I'm so glad you did that and it all worked
yeah.
out. So frustration before, kind of almost feeling hopeless, wondering if you're ever going to get, and you were at like 90%, just trying to
Yeah.
get through that last barrier. And you've definitely were able to show it through your DBQs and everything that you deserve that rating. So where are you
Mhm.
now after receiving it? I just got a text from Jordan like a few days ago and he said, thank you,
Yeah.
100%. What's that feeling like now?
It's awesome now that I've had a couple days or handful of days to sort of digest it. Um, More in part because it happened so quickly too, even on the VA side, which obviously that's never the case. I just didn't expect anything quickly, but it all just came together. But awesome. It's awesome now that I've seen basically my monthly payments have like pretty much doubled, which is sweet, obviously. And then seeing all the like fun benefits that come along with it. There's like the property tax is gone. Here in Virginia, we have a car tax, which is super unfair, but that's gone. Hunting and fishing license, I get lifetime for free, which is sweet for me. What else? There's a bunch of stuff. My wife gets schooling for free now. My kids are set for 4-year degrees if they do good. If they're
That's
if
another
they're not
conversation.
if they're like my wife and not like me, they'll be just fine. But
Wow,
yeah,
that's
super excited. It's awesome. It's really good.
yeah. I'm so glad you touched on the benefits too, because
Yeah.
people just think about the number at some point, but then you start living it and experience it. And it's like, wow, we're hunters and fishers too. We go through all
Yeah.
America camping with our van. So that was huge for my husband. And to have a
Yeah.
Florida residency with all the state parks, you can get in any state park, national park for free
Yeah.
now. And if you
Yeah.
spend the night there, it's like 50% off. Like it just goes on and on.
Yeah. There's a
So
lot of like little caveats to things too that kind of, you know, make it's not crazy stuff, but it makes you go like, oh, okay.
right,
That's nice.
right.
All right. Right. That's
Awesome.
not bad.
So who would you say is best fit to be working with me? Who are the kind of people that you would, be passing our way here?
I would say, honestly, I would say probably anybody. I mean, the way it worked for me personally was I was a little, obviously I was skeptical at first, and I was like based off of that, I with the upfront cost, I was like, but now retrospectively, I'm like, that's literally, it was one payment that I now get.
For life. Yeah.
Right. So super fine.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
if
The
you could,
ROI, right? We call that the ROI.
yeah,
I tell people that your return on investment is like one, maybe two paychecks. You only have to do one doctor. If you have to do a
yeah,
couple doctors, it adds a little more. But
it adds a little bit, but it would be worth it. It would be absolutely worth it. Um, that being said, I understand that, some people might be in a position where they couldn't necessarily, um, sorry, the wife and twins are here. They couldn't necessarily, pull that off. But if you could, I'm telling you, like for those watching and listening, if you could find any means at all to, get that going, and they do have like, installments that you can choose from, do it. Go for
mm,
it, man. Because it's if you can get that 100% or get from, whatever it might be, 10 to 90, or, if you can just make that jump up, it's so worth it. It's
mm.
really awesome.
Jordan, what's the best thing about connecting with me personally? What would you say?
I would say probably the hand holding has been has been good. You were very attentive. I never waited, I don't think more than like maybe an hour or two. I know I've texted you relatively late too. And you always got right back to me. Just to even say like, hey, let me check on that. I don't have a great answer right now, but let me hit you back. And it was like first thing in the morning. Um, so yeah, you've been great. And obviously you're a pleasure to talk
Thank
to.
you.
And you seem like a very nice person. And it's honestly like it's been a pleasure. I know there was times, and I might be just like a special case, or maybe the first special case timeline
No.
wise.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like we were talking about, every single time you said, now this might be, up to 6 weeks. It's obviously dependent on everybody's personal situation, or,
Right.
health and whatever your,
Right.
ailments
How
might.
quick your paperwork gets processed, if it gets kicked back for stuff, where you're living,
Right.
what state, like how
Right.
busy the providers are too.
Yeah.
So
There's a
all those
lot
things.
that goes into it, obviously, but you guys and RE handle all of it. Um,
Hmm.
aside from that one part where you're just filling out, 60 pages and you're like, oh man, by the time you get through it, you're like, oh, thank God. But point
Yeah.
being, all these times when I was going like, all right, we're looking at probably what, like 18, 20, 25 weeks or something, which is fine. I'm like, obviously the VA does nothing quick. And, you guys take your time to get all your ducks in a row, and that's awesome. But I mean, less than 2 months for me, start to finish is,
Yeah. Every case is different,
I
but
was, yeah, I
very
was
happy
blown.
for
I
you.
was like, what?
Yeah.
You know,
What was your provider experience like with, because we tell people you can go and do a C&P exam, you can do it with the VA, or you can use our private providers. What was your provider experience like?
um, I went with the private provider. That
Hmm.
was y'all's. You were like, this is the
Close to
place.
home.
Yep, you go there. It was, again, that was a great experience. For me, I live out in the country a bit. Um, oddly enough, the route I had to get to the provider was very pretty. It was all back roads, which is great for me, you know. I was kind of stopping and looking at turkeys and going like, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
nature stuff. That's
yeah, right,
therapeutic. You did nature therapy on the way. I love it.
yeah. It was good. Got to the provider. You know, waited, I think like 5 minutes or something. It wasn't bad. They were super pleasant. I met with the provider. Uh, 10-15 minutes maybe. I mean, right, like I said before, everybody's, situations physically are
Mhm.
different.
Well, you still have like
Um,
60 pages and stuff. I mean, they went through every detail of that page, all that scrutinizing that you did, and took the energy, it took you time to do that, but that's what they
um,
reviewed with you page by page, I'm
yeah,
sure.
yeah, she went through it all. She was nice enough to say, after a couple, what's your movement like here, and can I bend this way? And I was like, let's not do that one again. That wasn't great. She was like, I'm not gonna put you through the ringer on this. I can tell you're not doing, like, I can tell everything in your paperwork is accurate, right? But yeah, she was a pleasure. It was quick and easy, as far as doctor's appointments go. It was a pleasure. It
Yeah,
was great.
on a 1 to 10 doctor appointment.
Yeah,
Scale of
it was.
1 to 10, 10 being
I've
the
had
best.
I've had ones, and that was certainly a 10. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So just to end, Jordan, thank you again so much. One takeaway for those vets that are still sitting on the fence now, and they're like, I don't know these people. Is this all AI? Are these real people? Hey, you've already said they can call the company and check on me, so you can do
Yep.
that. Anywhere you're going to look for help, call and verify, check and verify, right? Isn't that what my husband Marine always says? Check but verify everything. What's a
Yeah.
takeaway you would leave
And
with
and
someone?
yeah, double, triple check. Um, if you're uncomfortable, certainly sit down and I mean, talk with RE, talk with your rep. And I'm sure you're gonna get there. Um, and like I said, I dealt with a handful of others that, you feel, I don't want to say comfortable with, but they talk such a good game, and then they just don't call you back, or they're like, you have to schedule all your own appointments, and they basically don't tell you how to do anything, or they'll send you like a PDF, and you're like, but how do I, you know?
Mm-mm. No.
Yeah, it just wasn't. There's a lot out there, and they're obviously not all great. I'm sure some are fantastic. Obviously, um, you and RE were,
Yeah.
luckily. So
Well, I'll just end with I'm the hand holding coach. I have no problem being
yeah,
the hand holder in this, Want to do whatever we can to make it as smooth and easy as possible. It's already a
yeah,
stressful situation. So thank you so much for joining me and
sure. Thank
congrats onto your
you.
100%. And
Right?
I'm looking forward to checking in with you in the future and seeing how things are going. Thank you,
Yeah,
Jordan.
please do. Yeah.